Good morning, all of you. So today I'll have to start your chapter number 8, that is Forward Bloc and INA, that is Indian National Army, the full form. Okay, under this chapter, okay, what things are not there in your syllabus, that I'm telling you. Is it clear? So the things which is not there in your syllabus, you just see, we have to study only the forward block, page number 93, only the forward block and objective of forward block. Okay, means if you see in chapter 8, this is not there, the first page, this is not the part of your syllabus, this is not the part of your syllabus, this is not the part of your syllabus, and this is not the part of your syllabus. What we have to study? This forward block, we have to study the objective of forward block, then these also we will not study, these things we will not study. Okay, then in the next page we have to study about Indian National Army. Okay, all right, then this barrack, these all things, only Indian National Army, this Toronto conference, this all things are not there in your syllabus. Okay, then we have to study this objective of Indian National Army and achievement of Indian National Army and Netaji, that we people have to study. Is it clear? All right, now so let me start with the forward block. Okay, forward block, the forward block is also called left wing. It is established by Subhash Chandra Bose. All right, Subhash Chandra Bose felt the need to organize a left wing party, all right, in the Congress itself. Okay, and then what he has done, he resigned from the presidency of Congress in 1939 and he led the foundation of the new party within the Congress. He said that I am forming a new party which is left wing, all right, but it is not very much different from Congress, but within the Congress he has formed that left party to bring the entire left wing under one banner. Is it clear? Then this party is known as Forward Bloc. Is it clear? So let me repeat it again. Subhash Chandra Bose felt that there is a need to organize a left-wing party in the Congress. Okay, so what was the first step he took? He gave the resignation from the presidentship of the Congress in 1939 and he led the foundation of the new party within the Congress, and he brought all the left wing under one banner and he gave the name of that banner as Forward Bloc. Okay, so Forward Bloc was formed on May 3rd, 1939. Then what were the objectives of the Forward Bloc? The first objective, you see page number 93, children, open your book. The first objective is, you see in the book, Forward Bloc immediate, many time question come. Write the immediate objective of Forward Bloc. What is the immediate objective? Liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and other organization. What is the main objective? What is the immediate objective of Forward Bloc? Immediate objective of Forward Bloc is liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and other organization. That is number one objective. And which kind of the objective? Immediate objective. Second objective, he has said that establishment of a socialist state. The establishment in the second paragraph is the second objective. Okay, third objective is, which is given as first objective, reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialist line. This is the third objective. Fourth objective is abolition of zamindari system, and the fifth objective is introduction of a new monetary and credit system. There were 5 objectives of Forward Bloc. Page number 93, everyone. First objective, liberation of India. Okay, liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and other organizations. Second objective is the establishment of a socialist state. Third objective is the reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialist line. Fourth objective was abolition of the zamindari system, and the last objective is introduction of a new monetary and credit system. Is it clear to all of you? Now, so we have completed forward block, we have completed Indian National Army. Now see in the book and underline, all of you, this. You see, forward block, page number 93, forward block. Okay, this whole line is very important. Bose felt urgent need for an organized left-wing party in the Congress after resigning from the presidentship of Congress in 1939. He led the foundation of a new party within the Congress to bring the entire left wing under banner. This is known as forward block or war. Only this much is needed. Only this much is needed under forward block. Rest, all these things are not in your syllabus that I have told you. Now come to the objective of forward block. First objective is this. Forward block's immediate objective was liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and other organizations. Second objective is the establishment of a socialist state. Third objective is reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialist line. Fourth objective is abolition of zamindari system. And fifth objective is introduction of a new monetary and credit line. These are the 5 objectives of forward block, everyone. Okay, now see, we have completed forward block. Okay, now we'll come directly to page number 94, that is Indian National Army. Okay, under Indian National Army, you see the Indian National Army paragraph in page number 94. The idea of Indian National Army, that is INA, was conceived in Malaya by Mohan Singh. Alright, it is the Mohan Singh who led the foundation of Indian National Army. Okay, who led the foundation of Indian National Army? Mohan Singh. Not in India, where? In Malaya. Is it clear? So that then he was an Indian officer in the British Indian Army. Then he decided not to join retreating British Army and instead went to the Japan for help. Alright, so he was a part of the British Army, but later he decided that he is not going to join the British Army. Alright, and then he went to Japan. Then with the help of Japan, alright, he encouraged Indian civilians to join anti-British organization. Then, but no concept of forming a military wing consisted of Indians. Is it clear? So, what is needed here is this, that Indian National Army was formed in Malaya by Mohan Singh. He was an Indian officer in the British Indian Army. But later, he decided that he is not going to join the retreating British Army. Instead, he went to Japan for help. Then, the Japanese had till then only encouraged civilian Indians to join anti-British organization. Okay, so till here, then after that only this much is needed. Okay, only this much is needed. After that, you see, other things are not needed. Only the first paragraph of INA is needed. Second paragraph of INA is not needed. Now, the second thing, the objective, directly now come to the objective of INA, that is in page number 95. The main objective of INA, see the first point, to organize an armed revolution and to fight British Army with modern arms. Okay, so INA aimed to form an armed rebellion and to fight, start a war against the British Army. That is the first objective. Second, since it was not possible for Indians to organize an armed revolution from their homeland, this task may be assigned to Indians living abroad. Okay, that is the second objective. the Indian INA has seen that it is not possible for Indian to form armed rebellion, to form armed revolution, because Britishers were not allowed. That's why they decided that they are going to give this duty to the Indians who are living abroad. That is the second objective. Third objective, to organize a provincial government of free India in order to mobilize all forces effectively. Then they decided that they are going to organize they are going to form a provincial government by declaring India free in order to mobilize all the forces of India effectively. That is the third objective. Fourth objective, total mobilization of Indian manpower and money for total war. They decided that in India, whatever manpower is there, they are going to mobilize, means they are going to use them, and they are going to use the money for the war against the British government. They decided to do the war. They said that Britishers will not give freedom until and unless will not do the war. Last objective, the motto of INA was unity, faith and sacrifice was the motto of INA. Now see all of in the book. You see, Indian National Army, this whole first paragraph. Okay, although second paragraph is also given, but this is not the part of your syllabus, only the first paragraph. In first paragraph, what is important? Only the first 3 lines, that the idea of Indian National Army was conceived in Malaya by Mohan Singh, an Indian officer in the British Indian Army. He decided not to join the retreating British Army, instead went to Japan for help. The Japan had till only encouraged civilian Indians to join the anti-British organization. Till here. Then what were the objectives? The objectives of INA, all the objectives you people have to learn. Is it clear? Now, next, we need to understand the achievements of INA and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Is it clear? Now, all of you, what you people have to do now from page number 95, all right, you see in page number 95, you see the Provincial Government of Free India paragraph. In that, you see the third line. You see the third line. He was an army organized on foreign soil. Okay, INA was in place of, you just see in the book and underline first, children. Okay, under the provincial government, you people have to underline this. 1, 2, 3. Here it is written. In place of it, you will write INA was an armed organized on foreign soil hundreds of kilometers away from its homeland. It is about the INA, Indian National Army. This much you people have to underline under the page number 95. Under rest, all things are not needed, only this is needed. Then further, come to the achievement of INA. The first point, the INA. Okay, this is number 1 point. This is number 1 point. Number 1 contribution of INA, because we are studying achievement of the INA and Netaji. So for this, the first achievement is this. Second achievement is this. The INA made preparation to launch its fight for the liberation of India and went into action in February 1944. Second contribution. Third contribution. INA captured Modoc, an outpost situated southeast of Chittagaon. That is the third contribution. Fourth contribution, start from here. They. In place of they, you write INA. INA. That is the fourth contribution. INA captured the strong military post of Kalang. They have captured. This is the fourth contribution. Fifth contribution. The INA gave a tough fight to the British forces in the Assam hills and succeeded in capturing Ukhrul and Kohima. And sixth contribution of INA, they raised the tricolor flag for the first time on the liberated Indian soil on March 19, 1944. There are 6 contributions, children. Then 7 contribution under the impact of INA, you see this second paragraph. Okay, the seventh contribution, the INA inspired uprising in the armed forces of the country. The Indian naval in Mumbai rose in revolt in February 1946. This is the seventh contribution. Is it clear? This is the eighth contribution in page number 96, last paragraph. Okay, the INA set an inspiring example of patriotism. The heroic deeds and sacrifices of the soldiers of INA lead to political consciousness among the Indian forces. Is it clear? These are, okay, these are, I have made you people underline just now the eighth contribution of Indian National Army. I am reading the contribution. Three contribution in page number 95. First contribution is the Indian National Army was an armed organized on foreign soil hundreds of kilometers away from its homeland. Second contribution, INA made preparation to launch its fight for the liberation of India and went into action in February 1944. Third contribution of INA, INA captured Maudok, an outpost situated southeast of Chittagaon. Fourth contribution, they, in place of they you will write INA captured the strong military post of Kalang Kalang. Fifth contribution, the INA gave a tough fight to the British forces in the Assam hills and succeeded in capturing Ukhrul and Kohima. And sixth contribution, they raised the tricolor flag for the first time on the liberated Indian soil on March 19, 1944. Seventh contribution, the INA inspired uprising in the armed forces of the country. The Indian naval ratings in Mumbai rose in revolt in February 1946. And last contribution is the INA set an inspiring example of patriotism. The heroic deeds and sacrifices of the soldiers of INA led to political consciousness among the Indian forces. These were the contribution of Indian National Army. Now I'll have to tell you the contribution of Netaji. For that you see the chapter at a glance. In that you see contribution of Netaji. Under this you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots are given, but very big. I'm going to make short, okay, and then you people have to underline. So page number 96, children, okay, chapters at a glance, contribution of Netaji, you see and underline this. Page number 96, contribution of the first point. The first point, he led the freedom struggle outside India as the supreme commander of INA. This is the first contribution of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Second contribution, he set up the provincial government of India in Singapore. Third contribution, he declared war on British and the USA and acquired its first stretch of territory in India when Japan handed over Andaman and Nicobar Island. Okay, and then fourth contribution, Subhash Chandra Bose gave the call to his soldiers, give me blood, I shall give you freedom. Fifth contribution, he gave the slogan Delhi Chalo and Jai Hind. Next, sixth contribution, the INA gave a tough fight to the British forces in Assam hills, okay, and succeeded in capturing Ukhrul and Kohima. And sixth contribution is this, the surrender of Japan in the Second World War sealed the fate of INA. And the seventh contribution you have to write, 7. He set up forward bloc. And eighth contribution is this, elected as the Congress president. Alright, twice he is elected as the Congress president. Seventh and eighth point is this, you people have to write. Is it clear? So children, see, the first see, I have made you people underline 8 contribution of INA and 8 contribution of Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, so we have completed this chapter almost. Okay, now what are the contribution of Subhash Chandra Bose? First point, he led the freedom struggle outside India as the supreme commander of INA. Second point, he set up the provincial government of Free India in Singapore. Third point, he declared war on Britain and the USA and acquired its first stress of territory in India when Japan handed over Andaman and Nicobar Island. Fourth point, Subhash Chandra Bose gave the call to his soldiers, give me blood, I shall give you freedom. And fifth point, he gave the slogan, Dilli Chalo and Jai Hind. Sixth point, the INA gave a tough fight to the British forces in Assam Hills and succeeded in capturing Ukhrul and Kohima. And sixth point, this one, the INA set an inspiring example of patriotism. Seventh point, you have to write, he set up Forward Bloc. And eighth point, you have to write, twice he is elected as the Congress president. Is it clear? So today I have completed your chapter number 8, Forward Bloc and INA. We started with Forward Bloc. And I told you that Forward Bloc is formed by Subhash Chandra Bose. I have explained you the objective. Then we have done INA, an objective of INA. Then we have done contribution of INA, which is 8 points. I made you underline. And then the contribution of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, 8 points, children. Okay. For today only this much. Tomorrow I am going to start your chapter number 9. Okay. That is called Independence and Partition of India. That I'm going to start tomorrow. For today only this much. Thank you, children.